Hello, amazing viewers! Can you imagine a place where monks work in the vineyards, judging their productivity, but how dirty they get at the end of the day? Did you know that there is a library in Prague that is over 800 years old, and it survived the medieval fires, sieges, and it still houses 200,000 ancient books? Today I'm inviting you to step into the real-time magnificent adventure. We are exploring a fascinating Strahov Monastery and Library in beautiful Prague. I'm Olga, your cheerful tour guide from Kyiv, the capital of invincible Ukraine. Now I'm exploring Europe as a refugee with a backpack full of hopes to come back home someday. On my channel, I'm showing you breathtaking European landmarks and I'm sharing quirky local secrets. Trust me, you'll laugh, cry, and you'll definitely learn a thing or two along the way. Subscribe to my channel not to miss my adventures and the live streams. Strahov Monastery is located high on the hill behind Prague Castle. And if you come here, you will see the unique views of the castle that you can't get from anywhere else. Most people only cross Charles Bridge to see Prague Castle, but this location is sometimes missed and it's very peaceful and interesting. Let's rewind to 1140, when Vladislav II, the Duke of Bohemia, decided to found a monastery. But that wasn't the usual monastery, because monks were wearing here white robes and lived by the strict vows of celibacy and silence. They were very serious about their vows. They were not allowed to speak, and every morning they would put on clean clothes, and by evening the abbot checks how dirty they are to see how they've been working hard through the day. Can you imagine that? Your day is judged by how filthy you get. Strahov Monastery got its name from the word that in Czech means guard, because it was originally the outpost protecting the approachers to Prague Castle. It's like having the medieval security system, but with monks. By the way, if you're exploring the castle, you can easily come here and see this majestic place. Despite the vow of silence, the monks' way of life is open to anyone who is curious, and you can sometimes see them when they are walking here, like taking care about the vineyards. It's like a silent movie playing in real life. Even though these monks have taken a vow of silence, the monastery has a lot of stories to share. It's a museum, it's a medieval library, it's a religious center, all rolled in one. This place has seen some dramatic historical moments, like in 1258, when a monk fell asleep by the candle and a huge fire started here. That was quite a wake-up call. The original monastery was built in the 12th century. It burned down in the 18th century, but like a phoenix bird, it kept rising from the ashes. And it was rebuilt in a different number of styles. Now Strahov Monastery is one of those fascinating secret spots in Prague that you can come and reveal for yourself. When you are coming to Strahov Monastery, you will definitely see the Basilica of Assumption of Our Lady. And this church has been constantly changed and updated. It began as a Romanesque basilica, then it was remodeled in the Renaissance style and finally in Baroque style. But inside, it looks like the Sistine Chapel, but without the crowds. The decorations of the basilica are so stunning that no words can do them justice. You can look at the sculptures, the gilded moldings, the altars, and you have the feeling that you are just inside the Renaissance painting. Mozart was playing his organ during his visit here in the 18th century. But the real treasure here is the famous Strahov Monastery Library. This library is one of the most beautiful libraries in the world, and it looks like the Pinterest picture. It's more than 800 years old, and the book dates back there to the 12th century. The walls are covered with beautiful frescoes, and the library burned a couple of times thanks to medieval candles and sieges, but it still has 200,000 books. Strahov Library has two different halls, theological hall and philosophical hall. They're different, but they're equally wonderful. You can spot them even in Hollywood movies. The theological hall is older. It was founded in the 1674, so in the 17th century, and it has different translations of the Bible. You will be impressed by the ceiling decorations and globes that are very photogenic. These striking astrological globes date back to the 17th century, and they could be influencers themselves. These intricate celestial maps were used by astronomers to study the stars and the planets. The philosophical hall was built 100 years later in 1785, so that is 18th century. And actually this is the largest room in the monastery. It has 2 floors, and you can find here books about philosophy, science, history, mathematics. The main dominant feature in the philosophical hall is the ceiling. It depicts the humankind intellectual progress from the Old Testament to Greek civilization to philosophers and to the New Testament. And this combination of historical books, frescoes, colossal space, globes will bring you the exceptional feeling. You'll feel like you are in the giant art gallery, but with a huge number of books. In the corridor between the 2 halls, you can find the Cabinet of Curiosities, and that is considered as the predecessor of modern museums. It's like the 17th century version of gift shop, and it feels filled with different odd subjects. On the territory of the monastery, there is a unique museum of miniatures, and they have the smallest book in the world. The author of this fascinating collection of micro-miniature objects is Anatoly Konenko. He is originally from Siberia, and he created masterpieces on the small objects like the seeds, pieces of human hair, and other fascinating things. It's impossible to see the artifacts with your own eyes. That is why you have to use the magnifying glasses. There are more than 20 exhibits, and they have the kind of copies of paintings of Leonardo da Vinci, Rembrandt, things like train with the passengers on the human hair, a caravan of camels in the eye of a needle, the smallest book in the world with 30 pages and 3 illustrations. In Kyiv, on the territory of Kyiv-Pechersk Lavra Monastery, we also have a museum of miniatures. They were created by Anatoly Sedristy. And that whole setting so much reminds me about Ukraine, because we also have the similar miniature museum in Kyiv, and it's also situated in the monastery. I hope I will see you one day in my homeland, and I will be your guide. Welcome to Kyiv. But now we are in Prague, and we are continuing our story of incredible Strahov Monastery. The monastery hasn't just survived, it's really thrived through the whole history. It's situated closer to the historical center of Prague, and the monastery has always been the epicenter of the historical events. The Hussite Wars, the 30 Years' Wars, the invasion of French, then Prussian armies, and this place was actually protecting Prague Castle. Each time they rebuilt, restored it, until 1950s, when communism came here and they banned the official life in the monastery. But since the fall of the communism in 1989, it has been reconstructed and opened for the monks and for the tourists. Back in the day, in the medieval times, this place was like a Rockefeller center of monasteries. It was super rich. They had the fertile lands, vineyards, barns, warehouses. It was so wealthy that the buildings here had 2 stories, when most of the Prague buildings and houses of that period of time had just 1 story. And here is the cherry on the top. The monastery has its own beautiful brewery full of roses and beer. So that place is a must visit for beer lovers. They brew excellent beer right on the spot, and it's popular, so even the president of Czech Republic brings his guests here. Who would have thought that a place of monks, celibacy, silence would end up being the perfect spot for a mug of beer? It's 11 a.m. and the place is full of tourists. There are no vacant spots, and even some people are still waiting to be seated. So it's not strange to see the pub at full capacity during the summer days in Prague at 11 a.m. This restaurant offers the best beer in Prague that I have ever tried. They have a variety of beers, like the cherry sour ale, which is pink with cherry flavors, and I ordered the coconut session Napa, and it smells like a field of coconuts. And in addition to that, you might have the goulash, and they serve it with 5 big dumplings, which are bread dumplings, and of course a lot of meat and sauce, and you need to soak the soft bread into the sauce and then have it, and a lot of onions. So that is absolutely fantastic and super tasty. But the beer is something special. This one is a coconut. Cheers! And if you're a lover of the ghost stories, rumors has it that this place is haunted by the ghost librarians. He's walking at night, and you can hear his footsteps, which are similar to the wind or to the pages of books when you flip them. So watch out when you are in Strahov Monastery at night. Oh, by the way, have I mentioned the stunning views? From here, you will have the panoramic views of Prague that's worth thousands of Instagram likes. It's like the perfect backdrop for your newfound knowledge. And if you're lucky, a pint of the monastery beer. So there you have it. A monastery that is more than just walls and monks. It's a place where history comes alive, where books whisper the stories of past centuries, and a place where you can taste delicious beer. Catch you next time with amazing stories. Thank you so much for supporting me on Buy Me a Coffee. Your incredible support means the world to me. Thanks to you, I can continue producing beautiful videos, and you can see me on your screens.